questions. Okay. So whether we go through all of them or we can... Okay. So we can start with the first one, that is to confirm whether Kenya Airports Authority has entered into an agreement with ADANI. That is on page 4.
Page 4, thank you. Chair, on the question on whether we have entered into an agreement with ADANI Commercial Limited, a private company, to lease out JKI under the Build, Operate, Transfer model of public-private partnership, and if so, to state the terms of this agreement and to indicate the associated costs to be incurred by the airline and other users of JKI. Chair, Honorable Chair, no concession exists between Kenya Airports Authority and MS ADANI Holding Limited pursuant to the letter PIP application of March, currently undergoing stakeholder engagement, due diligence, and drafting of the concession agreement. MS ADANI Holding Limited of India submitted a PIP to build, operate, and transfer JKI under the public-private partnership model. The government is pursuing PPP model on account of fiscal constraint in the face of acute infrastructure constraint. The sector chair infrastructure deficit was an output of the National Aviation Policy Study and a mid-term investment plan of December 2022 done by ALG of Spain, and this helps us to answer the other question that comes later under the clientship of the PPP Directorate. The policy guides inter alia substantial development of civil aviation sector with respect to aviation planning and development, security, safety, environment, technology, human resource development, and data and information management. The midterm plan, on the other hand, assess the high technical, economic, and financial evaluation of each of the main 6 airports covering JKI, Moi, Wilson, Kisumu. Detailed feasibility study was further done on JKI by ALG of Spain under KAA sponsorship to guide investment, and this is where we are later on seeing the mix-up between ALG as a transaction advisor when they were actually doing this particular job. The indicative cost of the users and airline is work in progress with the methodology of determining under Section 12 of the heads of terms which we have attached. As regarding, Chair, the contract documents of this agreement and to indicate the ownership of ADANI, the process undertaken to identify and award the lease and stating whether there was public participation in the process. Chairman, like I've said, we have not reached contracting stage in this transaction. We only have the head of terms document summarizing key negotiation items awaiting the finalization of the stakeholder engagement, which is currently ongoing, and the due diligence, which is also currently ongoing, to inform the drafting of the concession agreement. The commercial details of the proponent are expected to be output of the ongoing due process and will be part of the concession agreement. On whether a tendering process was conducted, I think, Chairman, I don't want to delve too much into that because we've said it is a public initiated proposal, unsolicited, and we have captured that well in item number 3, response. As to providing the details of the contract, Chair, Honorable Chairman, the contract between KAA and ALG of Spain, I think, let me read a question so that we articulate that because that was a very specific. Provide details of the contract between Kenya Airways Authority, ALG, a Spanish company, the transaction advisor indicating the ownership of the company, the process undertaken to identify and award the contract to develop an air transport policy in Kenya and the subsequent payment of 160 million to this company. Chair, the contract between KAA and ALG of Spain of December 2023 was for the JKI feasibility study to identify detailed technical, commercial, feasibility, and social environmental aspect of the airport to guide investment decision making. The contract and the executive summary of the feasibility study are also appended in the documents I've submitted to this Honorable House this morning. Submit notices of meeting, agenda meetings.
Let me be helping you with the question so that you can Just give me the
Thank
answer.
you so much.
Yes.
Honorable Chair,
Number five. That is submit notices of meetings, agenda, minutes, and resolutions of the Kenya Airports Authority board meetings of 15th July 2024.
Chairman, the board formed an ad hoc committee to handle the JKIA concession project with respect to the technical, financial, legal risk, stakeholders management, and other relevant aspects. The committee commenced its sitting on July 15 with a notice of draft minutes attached to the document I've submitted, also included in the pack.
Question 6. State whether the government plans to avail free land to the company known as ADANI Commercial Limited to build a city-side development on public land, which may lead to land disputes in areas surrounding JKIA.
Honorable Chairman, the government is not offering any free land to ADANI Airports Holding in the proposal. ADANI included in its proposal a request for 30 acres of land at JKIA for real estate and commercial development. That's what we are calling the city side. This request has been excluded in the pending concession agreement, but will be handled separately under the KAA policy on concession and leases, like any other commercial operation, including approval by the head of public service, which is the current policy on leasing out government property. Refer to section 2.6 to be specific on the head of terms, which is included in the pack. Honorable Chair, the committee also sought for supplementary information on providing a copy of the privately initiated proposal and the contract documents between. We've provided the privately initiated proposal. It is part of the pack, Chair. But there is no contract, like we've basically said. Number 8, Chair.
Give a detailed description of the proposed project, including reference designs, sketches, and alignment maps.
Here, Chairman, the project covers refurbishment of existing terminal, construction of a new airport of, is it 23 million PS or 23 million capacity new passenger terminal, building to include access roads within the perimeter of the concession, parking, garage, aprons, rapid exit taxiways, extension of existing parallel taxiway to a runway 24 threshold, supporting infrastructure, repair of pavements, and construction of a second runway of, is it 5 kilometers? 4.2 kilometers. Reference design sketches and maps will only be available once the development area is marked post the signing. This is what I call the master plan, which is a condition precedent 9 months before the financial close. Number 9, Chair.
Explain the present stage of the privately initiated proposal.
Honorable Chair, the project is currently at stakeholder engagement, due diligence, and drafting of concession agreement stage to enable further progressing through the due process in line with the PPP Act, like I've highlighted in those 20 steps, which we will have to walk through. Number 10.
Explain the process that was followed in arriving at the decision to award the privately initiated proposal to ADANI Commercial Limited.
Again, Honorable Chair, here KAA has not, like we've said, awarded any contract to ADANI Holding. However, a PIP is an unsolicited proposal. Any private party can submit a PIP to a contracting authority like
Joanga mano en Jatend migao mochung'ne wechego mag wuoth mano Davis Chirchir ka entiere nyim senet kama koro ochiwo ler kod tudore kod orag ADANI. Parni jumanie mano aneno ka jotije mag